fixing a problem that we faced as management consultants when we were conducting gap analysis with our clients. So we developed a tool called Spidergap, which we think is the best, by a long way, tool that you'll find out there for doing anything close to gap analysis. And we intend to keep it that way. Gap analysis is about understanding where are you currently and where do you need to be. And, most importantly, understand the gap in between those. Because you'll be very familiar with surveys for hotels, etc., that say, oh, well, how was the toilets? How was their cleanliness? And you might answer, oh, I thought it was a 3 out of 5, and they go, okay, we'll work on that. And actually, in many cases, it doesn't need to. It's absolutely fine at 3 out of 5 if it's something that actually wasn't that important to you. And this, of course, is the same in many businesses. You know, we've worked with clients where actually a role that we might ask people, oh, how good at IT or finance at being your strategic partner, and we'll go, oh, 2 out of 5. You go, oh, that's really bad, we're going to work on that. They no, 1 out of 5 would have been fine. They're actually on my territory. And so when we start to uncover this, we realise that the most important bit is about the gap and prioritising the areas for improvement rather than deciding that, oh, well, you know, we've got all these different areas of weaknesses and we've got to work on everything. So why do we believe in this? Well, gap analysis works. We've seen loads of examples working with clients, both when we worked at PA Consulting, but also as consultants at Bridging Insight. We've seen it working with lots of high-profile clients. We've seen it with smaller colleagues and so on that we work with as well. Spidergap makes it really easy. We've been using private beta with Spidergap for a while. We've got lots of people that have started to use it and come back to us and gone, this is, yeah, it's just really easy to use, and I know what to click on without you having to tell me, and that makes us really proud of this and believe in it. We know that Spidergap saves time, it saves costs, and in some cases there's even consultancies out there that are using Spidergap as a sales tool. They're going out to their customers and saying, look, this is, you know, as part of the services that we provide, here's a diagnostic tool that we use through Spidergap, and they're selling work off the back of that. And then delivering it and identifying those improvement opportunities and actually selling work. So that's why we believe in this.
Hi everyone, I'm Paddy, as introduced. What we're going to do quickly is a gap analysis. What we're going to try and do is take you through an assessment that we could do for the launch party. We'd like to ask you a few questions and to get your feedback on a few areas. And what we're going to do, as Alex said, was we're going to ask about how we are at the moment and where we should be. And what we'll do is we'll look at the gap between the two, and that will tell us where our priorities are, where we can make the biggest impact to improve your life. So we're going to ask you to rate a few things out of 5. We're going to ask 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very poor is 1. Exceptional is 5. And you've got 4, okay, good. 2, 3, 4 in the middle. I completely filled in my name and my email address, so if you want to spam me later, that's fine. But I'm going to kick off. I'm going to ask you a few questions. We're going to start off with a small section about the venue itself. And I'm going to ask questions, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to point to a few people. Some of you will know their name, and my apologies to those of you that I don't. And I'm going to ask how well are we performing and how well we should be performing based on a scale of 1 to 5. So first of all, George, you're in the front row. The location was easy to get to and find.
I'm going to go 2.
Cool. In my budget, how well should we perform? How easy should we?
I'll give it 3. I'm not that worried about it.
You found it?
Yeah.
So congratulations. Yeah, the other people that are still out there wandering the streets, so they might make that a little higher. That's fine. Okay, next question. The decor. The decor is outstanding. I'm looking at you in the middle.
I think 5.
5 out of 5. That's how well we're performing. Thank you. Thank you very much. How well should we perform? How important is
4 would have been alright.
4 would have been alright. That's fine. And this happens in business. What it means is actually we're overperforming there. It might be that we could have spent a little less. We could have spent a little less. This is all live, by the way. This is Spidergap.com, so if it falls over, I'm going to look quite like this. This is what happens. This might be you as a potential person that I want to sell to. It might be your project team who's just filled it in. And the great news is that straight away you get to see something, you get your results, get it in your hands, and you say, oh, that's interesting. I've now looked at the complete picture, whereas I might have previously been focusing my complaints on the free drink, but actually I've just realised that karaoke is quite important too. And it tells me where the most important things are. What we might do then is talk to you guys and work out what's going on. What we'd actually do is talk to a wider selection of you, and we'll be able to look at the aggregated results. We'll be able to filter on all those people that came from West London and what they thought versus the East London guys, all of you that are big drinkers versus you that don't drink a lot, all of you that would really spend the whole night in karaoke if you had the choice. It means we can analyse it, it means we can work out the priorities of the group, of the individuals, and we can work out how to make the biggest impact to go forward. If we scroll just a little down, we also show you the priorities as a easier to see list sorted by the biggest gap. The reason that we have the Spidergap, why is that so powerful? Is because it allows us to suddenly compare that against everyone else. It's so you have the sections, you can see where the biggest trends are. That's really powerful. When you see that straight away and compare it, and you talk in an interview and you say, that's interesting, you think the biggest issue is fun people, whereas most people think it's a free drink.
We've actually discounted all of our premium packages for up until Christmas by 50%. So get in there as soon as you can is my recommendation. That's all from us. Thank you very much again, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the night.
Spidergap was quite interesting actually. I didn't realise how simple it was to set up and run. I could see it being a powerful tool in consultancy. So I would imagine management consultants would use it. The best thing about Spidergap, I would have to say, is the way that it visually represents the difference between your opinion and someone else's opinion of the service. And you can't get that at the moment.
Spidergap seems great. It seems such a great value for money for what insight that you get.
I hadn't heard about Spidergap before this evening, but I thought the presentation was really good. It made it just seem really easy to use.
I really enjoyed this presentation on Spidergap actually, because it seems like a really useful tool. Gap analysis is always a really powerful thing to use with clients. And if you have something you can just bring out and ask the questions quickly and just get answers immediately, it's a really powerful thing to be able to do. I think the beauty of gap analysis is that it appeals across the whole spectrum of clients, because it appeals to so many different problems that clients might have.